Welcome to Hood Champion Boxing and Sports. In boxing, you find a way to win or you find a way to lose. Please like and subscribe. Consider donating to the channel if you enjoyed this video. Now look, Tyson Fury has multiple choices. If for some reason him and Usyk can't make a damn deal. Now, this is the problem. The fight's already falling apart. Okay? It hasn't totally disintegrated. But it's falling apart, man. Every day that passes where the contracts aren't firmed up, that's just another day where a string comes loose, a thread comes loose. And they can't stitch this deal together. And for me, that is a little concerning. Now, we know the issue with Tyson Fury and Usyk. It boils down to the money. Okay, look. They're both taking massive pay cuts as a result of the fight not being held in Saudi Arabia. Neither one of them liked that. It didn't have to get to that point. But you know what? It got to that point. So it is what it is. But that being said, Tyson Fury and Usyk, obviously, they want to make as much money as possible. So Tyson Fury is like, look, since we're going to be fighting in the UK, I'm the big man over here. Although you have, I think Usyk has 5 belts, but 3 that matter, right? Tyson Fury is like, nah, I want the lion's share of the fight purse. And Usyk and his team are like, no, we're not doing that. Okay? We understand. We really want to be the first ever undisputed for the 4-belt era as a heavyweight, right? We really want that. However, we're not going to sit here and give in to your demands to take the lion's share of the purse. 50-50 split, and they feel that's fair. And they're not budging, and neither is Tyson Fury. So as a result, yeah, they're still talking, still trying to sort things out. But this is going to boil down to, I guess, who wants the undisputed bout the most. And I think Usyk does. And I think as a result, him and his team may give in and say, you know what, whatever this man's demand is, maybe we'll give in. Maybe we'll sit there and agree to it just so we can make the fight happen because we believe we'll beat him. For Tyson Fury, I think with him, it's just proving the point. Now, also with Tyson Fury, we know that he has a lot of options. But I think his number one choice would be to make the fight on April 29th at Wembley. But, hey, it is what it is. So now you hear Eddie Hearn he did an interview today saying, don't be surprised if Anthony Joshua fights Tyson Fury next. I said, what is this man talking about? Don't be surprised if Anthony Joshua fights Tyson Fury next. Now, I can't remember if he was saying he'll fight Franklin, then Fury. But what I do remember very vividly is him saying Anthony Joshua sliding in for Usyk. I said, man, this is crazy. So now you got the rumors of Deontay Wilder possibly sliding in to replace Usyk. You got the rumors of Deontay Wilder fighting Usyk. You got the rumor of Anthony Joshua now possibly coming in to fight Fury. This is where I tell you, man, if only the fly on the wall could talk. But for Eddie Hearn to come out here, he doesn't foot stomp things unless he knows something. And the way he was foot stomping, the fact that Anthony Joshua could slide in to fight Fury and how he said, don't be surprised if it happens. He was saying it he was almost suggesting that it is going to happen. And he wasn't doing that. Now, in my opinion, he wasn't doing that to create a buzz about Anthony Joshua. He wasn't doing that to make sure his name is bubbling in the media because he has a fight coming up against Jermaine Franklin. No, he was actually doing that as kind of like, I have a secret and I'm not going to tell you what it is, but I'm going to tease you. So there's something going on. But we know that fans aren't ready to give up on the Battle of Britain, man. You know what I'm saying? And obviously neither is Eddie Hearn or Frank Warren. Now, I just can't see where they'll just pull AJ out of the Franklin fight. It's supposed to be happening on 1 April. I thought it was the 15th. I got that wrong. It's on 1 April. And just sit there and have Franklin in the breeze. And now you have AJ and Fury getting it on. I don't know. Something doesn't sound right. But I could see AJ and Fury fighting in the summer. Like that sounds about right. Then next after AJ, you have Francis and Ngannou. That fight can happen immediately. And I don't care where they have that fight out there. And I don't care if it's a 50,000 seated stadium or a 100,000 seated stadium. If Ngannou goes over to the UK to fight Tyson Fury, they're going to pack out that stadium. It's going to be a huge event. But you think they want more time to promote the fight and everything else. But nonetheless, Ngannou is probably the hottest free agent on the market. He chose not to extend that UFC contract, and you can't blame him. But he's talked about fighting, Wilder, and Ngannou's talked about fighting Fury, under the boxing rules, and then going in the cage and doing a fight. So it'll be a 2-fight deal, of course. And I think a lot of these guys do want to fight Ngannou, but I think they also understand the boxing piece is where it's safe. But when you go into that damn cage with 4-ounce gloves against a damn beast like Ngannou, I don't care how good of a boxer you are, a fighting man or a king or whatever, however they choose to describe themselves. You get in that cage with Ngannou with them 4-ounce gloves, your ass is in trouble. So I would like to think they're going to get, 50, 60 million a piece for those kind of fights, because somebody could end up permanently damaged fighting Ngannou in a damn cage. But nonetheless, man, Tyson Fury, he likes to have a few pokers in the fire. But if it's not AJ, it's not Ngannou, then it could be Joyce. Now, Joe Joyce is the mandatory for Usyk's belt, but, Joe Joyce is supposed to be fighting Zhang on April 15th. But, Joyce could be eyed as the backup if Usyk falls out, and Joe Joyce and Tyson Fury could fill up stadiums out there in the UK. A lot of people know who Joe Joyce is. They rate Joe Joyce, and Joe Joyce can fight. And I think Joe Joyce will give Tyson Fury serious problems. Okay? But again, Tyson Fury, if he chooses to pass on Usyk and he wants to keep that date, he's going to need someone that can help him fill up that stadium. He needs the right dancing partner. Okay? But then again, if it's not AJ, it's not Ngannou, it's not Joyce, well, then you have Deontay Wilder. And we know Deontay Wilder is not looking to step backwards. We understand the struggles going on over there with him and PBC, something about money. He won't expound. He talks in code. But to hear the rumors about Tyson Fury possibly having these conversations, seeking conversation with Deontay Wilder, what it tells me is Tyson Fury is just, he has several pokers in the fire. He's seeing which one heats up. When I say what I mean by heating up, which one where he can make the most money and get the best deal. Because Tyson Fury is not trying to make no 50-50 splits with anybody. He feels that he's proven himself, and he feels that he deserves a lion's share. When I say lion's share, this man's be talking about 80-20 splits. You know what I'm saying? If he'll go over to Saudi Arabia and, everything fall apart over there because of this $500 million pound demand, could you imagine what kind of purse split he'll try to push on a Deontay Wilder or even an Anthony Joshua, even a Joe Joyce? There's no one in the heavyweight division outside of Usyk that can hold their ground and really push for a 50-50 split. They can't. I guess conversely, we could say, well, Tyson Fury can't really ask for a 50-50 split if he needs a dancing partner to help save a fight date to fill a stadium. So, hey, he's going to have to, forget this 80-20, 70-30 and probably look more for a 60-40. You know what I'm saying? So, we could look at it that way. But, Deontay Wilder has been ordered to that final eliminator against Ruiz. But then Ruiz is actually, supposed to be going to purse bid. I think it's for the IBF for damn Hrgovic. So, again, we need to understand what we're seeing. Like what's happening right in front of us. People, you're seeing for yourself the politics of boxing. When you're sitting here and telling yourself, well, what exactly is going on? That's called boxing politics. It's not making sense because there's stuff going on behind the scenes. That's why. The hell, Wilder and his team come out and months ago talking about Wilder has a lot of pull in the sport, and he can kind of certain things can happen. Basically, like can happen to accommodate him. Suggesting he may not have to fight Ruiz. Then you find out that Deontay Wilder hasn't signed for the contract. It's an issue with money. He's looking to go and maybe fight Usyk. Then you see Tyson Fury and Usyk can't make the damn deal. They can't get the damn ink to paper. Now Fury's talking to AJ. He's talking to damn Ngannou. Then Deontay Wilder's talking to Usyk. He's talking to Tyson Fury. Then you got Eddie Hearn getting in the mix with AJ. And then you got to sit here and say, this is crazy. Because to be honest with you, man, I'd be shocked if they could strike a deal for a fourth fight. Like, why would Deontay Wilder want to get into a fourth fight with Tyson Fury? You know what I mean? But out of all these guys we just mentioned, man, the Ngannou, the Joyce, the Deontay Wilder, the Anthony Joshua, you know who could end up somehow fumbling his way into a fight with Fury is Andy Ruiz Jr. Because I think he'll take the fight quicker than anyone else because he's thirsty, man. Andy Ruiz Jr., man, he's got to get back in the ring. He's created a lifestyle for himself. He needs money. And I think out of all those guys, I think Andy Ruiz, I think the easiest fight to make is Joyce because they're both there with Frank Warren, Fury and Frank Warren. But I also think that getting a fight with Andy Ruiz would be easy to make because Andy Ruiz I don't think he's going to put up too much resistance on the negotiations. It is what it is. But nonetheless, Warren has a working relationship with PBC. We know that pay-per-view attraction is extremely important, and you got to have the right dancing partner for Tyson Fury. I am not sure what they're going to do, but I'm going to be honest with you. At this point in time, I wouldn't rule out Tyson Fury facing any of those names we just mentioned. I'd be quicker to rule out him facing Usyk than him facing anyone else because I just don't see Usyk and his team sitting there with 5 belts, 3 that matter, and saying to themselves, we're going to go ahead and take 30% of the purse split. I just don't see them doing that. I just don't see it. But then again, who am I, man? So, more to come on Tyson Fury. The man has choices. He's the big man of the heavyweight division. But it makes you wonder why he would sit here and just complicate things, man. Just go ahead and get the damn undisputed distinction out the way. I think the majority feel he beats Usyk with no problem. Just go ahead, man. Make that fight 50-50. Get it over with. And then, you go on and just retire from the sport. You know what I'm saying? Or fight Ngannou after that. Figure something out. Do it as an exhibition. Do something. But stop playing around out here because what you see happening here in the heavyweight division is a bottleneck as well. All these damn bottlenecks. Heavyweight bottleneck at light heavyweight. You kind of got a little bit of a bottleneck going on out there at 168. You got a little bit of a bottleneck going on out there at 154 until, make sure Jamel gets his stuff together. And you got a hell of a bottleneck going on at 147. It's all politics, people. But that being said, more to come on Fury or what he's going to do going forward. But the man has choices, and he's keeping those pokers in the fire. And he's going to see which one heats up the most to where he can make the most money. And that's what it all boils down to with Tyson Fury at this point in his career. Shout out to the veterans, all 7 continents. Y'all keep cool, people. I am in the breeze.